Good morning, y'all, and welcome back. We have a special guest today. We have a reoccurring character who's back in the videos. By popular demand, y'all requested it, and we brought him back. It's Phil.
How y'all doing?
Phil.
Have y'all found my chair?
oh, how was Disney World? And did you sit in other chairs? Have you talked to your chair since you've been back?
You know, I didn't even look at another chair the whole time I was there.
I believe there's video evidence of you playing the field with the chairs.
For about a minute I looked at it, then I got in it. Let me finish my sentence.
So, we're here at the park. By the way, Phil, how was Disney World and walking?
You get all you want plus some.
What's the most you walked in one day?
6.6 miles or 4 miles or something like that. But I didn't go the whole day. That's a half a day.
But Amanda and Mason were walking, what, 14 and 15 miles a day?
Yeah, 14 to 16.
So you were part-timing it. If you wonder why Phil is here at the park with me, it's because Phil is still on the workout train, right?
I sure am. Trying to keep up my momentum.
If you're wondering why Phil is wearing a jacket, it's because today we woke up in Texas, and I think it was in the 40s this morning. Right now, it's in the 50s.
Yeah.
And it's actually, if you're not moving, it's kind of chilly. But if you're moving, it's not bad.
It don't help that wind's blowing either, does it? Any other time we'd want it in Texas, but not now.
Today is a big day for us. Baby Kaden turns 4 months old, and we're gonna reward him by taking him to the doctor to get some shots. So we'll get to see him and Alicia in just a minute. Right now, we're gonna go back to the house, eat some breakfast, and then we're gonna go to the doctor.
Hello.
Where are we?
We're at the no good place for Kaden. It's doctor time.
I know, I told them earlier, we're celebrating his 4-month anniversary by giving him 4-month shots.
It's a little bit cruel, don't you think? And they try to schedule it to the day, but this time I made sure. I let him turn 4 months yesterday, and now we're going today. I gave him 1 day before he has to be in pain.
You know what's funny?
What?
When I was putting him in his little car carrier,
yeah,
he gave me the same look that Buddy gives me when we're going to the vet. He goes,
Did you start shaking?
I'm suspect about where we're going.
Yeah.
Something feels off.
Yeah. We always say Buddy doesn't shed very much, but when Buddy gets scared and knows he's going to the vet, it's like his whole coat comes off.
Oh, yeah, it's like he knows. He knows this is not a normal car ride.
Right.
It's like they get a vibe. We're going somewhere I don't like.
The good thing is on this car ride, Kaden's been asleep the entire time, so maybe we'll just cruise right through it.
I bet he's about to be awake.
I didn't even look up how many shots he's getting today, and I can't remember when the girls were 4 months how many they got. So hopefully it's like 1 or 2 and not 3 or 4 like it is sometimes.
It's one of those things, like, you know, I've noticed, like, Ashley maybe not so much, but Kayla,
yeah,
I'm sure Caden's the same way. When they get these shots, they start making the mouth movements, and then, like, the sound takes like 30 seconds to show up.
They have to take a big breath before they start letting out their cry. Yeah, but usually by then it's over, so you can calm them down in a minute, especially when you're a mama and you got the milk. Hey.
Look how peaceful he is right now.
Oh no, my poor baby.
You have no idea what's about to happen.
Oh, he's waking up.
He senses it. We're about to walk in the door.
I feel sorry for him. It never gets easier as a mama, watching your babies cry. I don't like it.
And you scheduled this, and we actually pay them. We pay people to make our baby cry. Are you trying to butter him up?
No.
Uh-huh, she's playing you.
The nurse was telling him how beautiful he is, how handsome. She's buttering him up also.
Both of y'all playing this boy. They about to poke you with stuff.
She forgot to tell you she's going to get those shots and come back and poke my baby. It does make my eyes water still.
Look at him. He's so happy. You take him from the best moment ever to the worst moment in like 1 second.
He grew so much, y'all. I think at his last appointment he was only like 11 pounds. He's almost 15 pounds. And he's grown about 2 inches, I think. So I knew he had gotten big. You want to go see him? Say hi.
All right, baby Caden's done.
It's all done.
He's good for 2 more months.
He is.
Guess what's exciting for us next?
What?
You're 1 week away from possibly walking.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's like the long, what has it been, a month since I've walked?
No, it's
a month since my surgery.
It's been 5 weeks since you were walking.
Yeah, and it feels like it's been like 5 months. You never know how good you have it until it's taken away, and I hope I never have to experience this again because I'm ready to walk.
1 more week, of the old ball and chain here.
I know.
And then you're probably still going to use these a lot, but you get to start trying to walk a little bit. He's really what he says. I guarantee he's going to be like, you have to walk with crutches.
Yeah?
Yeah. I bet, yeah.
Like trying to put weight on.
You'll be using both
Yeah,
legs.
because the times that I've accidentally set it down, it feels like bees sting me whenever it touches the ground. So I bet you're right.
He's not going to be like,
just
walk.
It's not like your trick. I wish you could do that and just make it all better. But yeah, we're only a week away. That's exciting.
So what is the surprise for Kaden later? I hear he gets to eat his first real food today.
Yes, I don't know how I spaced on this. I thought he was going to get avocados first, but she said we should probably start him on cereal, the baby cereal first. So we'll do that, and then like every 2 days we can introduce him to new foods as long as they're pureed. So we're still going to get avocados, give them time to ripen, and let him have a little bit of cereal today. So he's going to be excited. Today when I was eating my breakfast, he's looking at that bacon like, feed me, mama. So I know he's ready to eat. And the crazy thing is in the baby packet, it said babies can literally start on any food. And I kid you not, in the packet it said you can even puree a steak as long as it doesn't have seasoning and feed that to them as their first food if you want.
Made from Texas when that's like up there at the top.
That's the first thing. Steak, fish, whatever you want to give him. So we're not going to give him steak just yet. Although I think he'd be like you and like his Cosmos Q.
He'd be like, hey,
season.
hey,
yeah,
hey, what else you got over there?
He'll be spitting the steak out and saying, put the Cosmos on it. Because we can't put seasoning. But so we're going to go get him some cereal and some avocados, and he's getting his little baby bouncer today so that he can maybe start sitting in that a little bit because he's been jumping a lot, so he's ready.
All right, welcome back. So we dropped Alicia and Kaden off at the house, and I replaced them with Phil.
How are y'all?
So we're over here at the RV because we're bringing some things back that have been at their house, and then we have some errands to run, and also we have a package that came in, and I think it involves a trip to the blue store, Phil.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna load this truck and then we'll talk to you about the package we got. Hey Phil.
How you doing?
Guess what's in the box?
No idea.
It's a surprise and it's for the truck. But before we talk about what's in here, we need to talk about the truck. So the last time you guys saw us working on the truck, we were working on the air compressor and it blowing fuses. We changed the leader hose and the fuse holder. Well, the bad thing about that is it's working fine now, but we changed two things at once. The leader hose was bad, the check valve was letting air go both ways, and the fuse holder was also burned up. We don't know if it was bad or if it was just burnt because we burnt 50 fuses in a week and a half. But I wish I would have changed them out separately so I could tell you which one was the one that fixed it. But either way, it's working just fine now, and we think the problem was because of water. So the tank had water in it, which we think caused the motor to over amperage or run higher than it's supposed to because it was covering the sensor. Well, we think because of that, it also had water in the check valve, which was allowing the check valve to stay stuck open, also contributed to the problems. Well, the problem with the air tank being full of water is it's not convenient to drain because it's above the spare tire. And most of you guys said I should install a remote drain hose. And that got me thinking, there is a better solution for our problem so we could alleviate these kind of situations in the future. Well, some of you guys, actually multiple people told me about this right here. And this not only be a remote drain solution, it could be a fun solution because it involves one of my upfitters in my truck. So before we open this box and show you what we got, we have to go to the blue store and get some supplies. All right, Phil. We got our stuff. It's been a long time since we've been at the blue store together.
Been a while.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that I love this time of year and I hate this time of year. You know why, Phil?
Why is that?
Because it's finally pleasant enough to work outside all day, but all day is not all day anymore. It's 6 o'clock right now, and by the time we get home, there's gonna be no more daylight. So in the morning, we're gonna show you what's in the box, and we're gonna install it on the truck together and show you this cool new upgrade that we got to make our air compressor system more fun. All right, guys, you ready to see what's in the box? So we got us a remote drain valve by HornBlasters. So there it is. So it comes with a solenoid. It comes with this 90-degree fitting, which replaces your manual drain valve. So it's a 1/4-inch MPT to 3/8 air line. It comes with 3/8 air hose. It also comes with this right here. This is a 3/8 MPT to 3/8 air line, which goes into your solenoid valve. So the idea is you install this in your tank, you run some air hose, put this on the end, install your solenoid at the most convenient location, and then you will be able to use one of your upfitters in the truck to remotely drain the system. Now this gives you options because you can run this anywhere around the truck so that whenever you dump it, you're not dumping it on something important. So we're gonna have to drop the spare tire and go in there and find out what will be the best location for that solenoid. And also we need to figure out what outfitter we want to use. So we have the tire dropped, and this is our manual drain valve. Now we're going to take that out and replace it with this 90-degree swivel right here so we can position it any direction. And then we have to figure out where to mount our solenoid. Now you can mount it anywhere under here as long as you ensure, see that arrow right there, that is the out. It is a directional solenoid, so if you do it wrong way, it says it will not hold pressure because it's a one-way valve. So you will plummet coming in, and the arrow pointing out is actually the drain side. So we're gonna figure out where to mount this guy, and then we will start wiring it up and running our hoses, and then we need to figure out what upfitter we want to use so we can trigger this dump. The most important part of this is which upfitter do we want to use. So my truck has 6. And number 1 is for the train horn. Number 6 is for the trigger for the pressure relay switch. So this doesn't actually supply power to the compressor. It just supplies power to the relay saying, hey, if you're below 165, turn on. If you're above 200, turn off. Now the important thing is the train horn. So the train horn is right here. And sometimes I get a little excited and I'll hit number 2 and 3. Well, I don't think we want to put the dump valve on 2 or 3 because I'd hate to dump my pressure while I'm trying to train horn somebody. So I'm thinking 4 or 5. Well, in my truck, and I guess most Fords, 5 and 6 are 40 amps, and the other 4 are 25 amps. Well, I don't really want to tie up the 40 amp with a small solenoid, so I'm thinking 4 would be a good dump. Plus, it gives me space between on and dump, and I have plenty of room over here to hit my train horn without accidentally dumping the pressure. So I think I'm gonna go with 4. It's awesome that you can do this. If you don't have upfitters, you should definitely get them. I never used to use them in all the past Super Dudes I had, but now that I have them and I've used them for things, it's really awesome that they put these inside the truck. And I'll show you later how we wire them up. It's very convenient on the outside of the truck how they let you tie in to use these switches. Hey Phil.
How you doing?
How's your chair doing?
My chair is lovely. It fits me.
Have you told your chair what you did in Florida?
We're not.
We're not talking about that?
No, we're not.
So what do you think about this kit we got?
I think it's pretty good. Hope it solves everything.
So before we get started any further, so these fittings right here I'm showing you from the kit. These are from HornBlaster. So these are not the fittings we're actually going to use. That's because HornBlaster systems are only rated to 150 psi. So these are only rated for 150 psi. Well, our system on our truck is a 200 psi system. So we're waiting right now for the FedEx guy to drop off the parts because we ordered the 200 psi versions of these from Viair. So if they get here today, we could be able to test it. But we gotta wait for the FedEx man to show up. So while he gets here, or hopefully gets here, we're gonna wire everything up and have it ready. So maybe we can have this finished today.
You're gonna wire it up.
It's okay, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we found a good location to mount our new solenoid for a remote dump. And what we're gonna do is we'll run an air line from right here over to the inside of the solenoid. And then from the outside, we're actually gonna run over the frame, over here to behind the bumper, and mount it right there, pointing straight down. So we'll be venting it outside the truck. Now earlier I told you that the fittings that came with the kit were only rated for 150 psi. So we're waiting on the Viair fittings because we actually need this side and this side to be 200 psi because they're part of the system pressure now. So the system pressure is being held in place by this solenoid right here, not this drain valve anymore. This valve is also rated at 210 psi, so it's good to go, as well as the airline is rated for 250. So we need the 2 Viair fittings to go right here and right here, and we're actually going to use the HornBlaster fittings that's rated at 150 psi on this side because it's the dump side. There's not going to be any pressure out there, it's just venting. We're going to leave that, and now we're going to start working on running new wires and getting this thing wired up. So we want to wire it up to one of the switches, and all the information you need is right here in this book, right? So we want to use upfitter number 4, which is a gray wire with a brown trace. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So come over here. In order to find the wires for your upfitters, they're actually connected to this fuse panel right here, but you can pull this off. It's just connected to the side parts of the battery. So you can pull this out and it gives you access to the pigtail for all the upfitters, which are right here. And we're looking for a gray with a brown. So this is the one we're looking for right here. And all these right here are listed in your user manual about what they do and where they go to. Now I'm going to show you how to make sure that that is the correct wire. So how to find out if you have the right wire. So I have it on DC volts, and I have stripped back the gray with the brown, and I put my alligator clip on the positive. I put my other alligator clip, the negative, on the battery, and I'm going to go inside right here, and I'm going to flip the switch for the number 4. So now number 4 is flipped. We'll come back out here, and it's reading 12.18 volts. And that's how we know that that wire is the correct one for switch number 4. And when I turn it off, it'll go back to 0. As you can see, back to 0. So now we know that's the right wire. So we just finished running the wires from the engine bay back to the solenoid, and the wiring side of this job is now complete. I like to run 2 wires because I already have to run 1 wire from the upfitter switch back to the solenoid, so why not run a pair so I can ensure I have good ground right here at the battery. I know you can ground it at the frame, but I find that if you ground it up here at the battery, you have a less chance of having ghost problems in the future. Now for the bad news. The bad news is the FedEx man did not make it today. He actually just sent the text message saying they will be delivered tomorrow. So we don't have the fittings today, so we cannot complete the plumbing side of this upgrade, but electrically it's now complete. So tomorrow when the fittings get here, we're gonna plumb it up, and then we're gonna have some fun with it. Welcome back. So the parts aren't here yet, but they're on the way. I just checked the text messaging notification. He's not far. But what project wouldn't be complete without a second trip to Lowe's? So right now we're gonna head up to Lowe's to get one last part so we can finish this install up. Plus I wanna drive by somewhere to check on what's going on, because what's going on there is gonna be our next video. And I wanna give you all a little sneak peek of what we're gonna do. It's something I never thought we would do, but we looked it up and we're interested. So it might be a really fun time. We're doing a sneak peek of what we're doing tomorrow for us, next video for you guys. We've never done anything like this, and we weren't sure if we wanted to, but we started watching some YouTube videos on it, and it has our attention. I'm gonna give you a real quick peek. It's just now, it's a day early, so they're still here setting up, but it's not what you think. There's a lot of things gonna happen here this weekend that has us all very interested. Even Alicia is getting in on this. Phil's never done this. Alicia's never done this. I have never done this. Look at this. There's an event that we're gonna do, and it's something none of us have ever done before. So anyway, that's our sneak peek. The next video will be all about this. So we just got done with Lowe's, and it's a sad day. Can y'all see that? The Lowe's sign fell off the Lowe's building. I hope they're getting a new one. We got our parts. I just got the text message that the parts for the air compressor have arrived. So now we're gonna head home and finish up this install. The FedEx man came and he delivered our parts. So we have our 3/8 MPT to 3/8 airline and our 1/4 inch MPT to 3/8 airline 90s, which are rated at 200 PSI. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drain the tank before we start working on it. I'm gonna show you guys how much water is in the tank. Now remember, I've been draining the tank manually, and this has been 5 days. So let's find out how much water is in the tank. All right, here we go. We're gonna manually drain the tank. Like I said, that was 5 days, and there still was water in it. So it's probably a good practice to at least every 5 to 7 days drain your tank, because the moisture is gonna be there. And you can see that manually draining, I've been having this rusty water come out everywhere, so you know the rust water is actually probably in the tank and throughout the entire system. Probably would have been a good idea to do this from the beginning, but I think this upgrade is going to be a great improvement. So we have our new fittings right here, and I know they come with this little red sealant stuff on them, but what I found is every time I use the red stuff, it ends up leaking. So I prefer the liquid Teflon, because it's better than the tape and it won't cover the fittings, but when I use that, I don't have leaks. Whenever I put them in with just this red stuff on them, every single time I've had a leak in my system. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this thread sealant on and get these fittings installed. So we have our new fittings installed. This is the 200 PSI 90-degree swivel. It is 1/4 inch MPT to 3/8 airline. This is our 3/8 MPT to 3/8 airline on the inside of the solenoid. And this is the outside of the solenoid. So now we're gonna run our airlines and get the drain line buttoned up over here, and then we get to test it. So we have our new fitting installed with our airline that runs from the tank to the solenoid, and it leaves the solenoid. It runs right over here to these clamps, to our drain spout, right here by the bumper. Now the only thing left to do is to fire it up and see how it works. We just ran the air compressor and checked it for leaks, and it's holding 200 PSI right now. So now let's test it out and see what it does. All right, it's working. Now I'm gonna show you guys from the outside what it looks like. You wanna hear it?
I want to hear it.
Stand right there.
Okay,
I'm gonna record your reaction. Ready?
I'm ready. Whoa! Hey, it worked.
Now we can remotely drain the air tank
Anytime you want to. Huh?
anytime I want to. I think it's pretty cool.
I do too.
I'm glad it works.
You know who else is gonna want that?
Thomas.
Thomas.
Thomas. You know, like in every other video, the parts will be in the description down below.
That's right.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed it. Now stay tuned, because tomorrow we're going to that event that I showed you earlier. Anyway, see you next time.